My name is Aviana. And if you're reading this, if you've ever sat in a room full of people who love you and still felt completely alone, then this story is for you. I sit in my parents' living room, perched on the very edge of that floral armchair, the one with the slightly faded rose pattern, the one that hasn't moved since I was in 3rd grade. Back then, I used to curl up in it with picture books, pretending I was the princess in the story. Now I sit like I'm waiting for permission to exist. Christmas lights blink lazily outside the bay window, casting soft red and gold reflections across the polished mahogany shelves. Those shelves hold our family history, framed in glass, preserved like museum pieces. Smiling faces at Disneyland. Juliet blowing out candles on her sweet 16 cake. Me, standing slightly off-center at my high school graduation, diploma in hand, eyes hollow, smiles that never quite reached my eyes. The fireplace crackles. Real wood. Real flames. Dad's annual, authentic holiday experience. The warmth dances across the rug, across Juliet's new designer heels, across Mom's perfectly coordinated sweater set. But it doesn't touch me. Not really. A chill has settled deep in my chest. The kind that doesn't come from winter air. The kind that comes from knowing deep down you don't matter as much. Then it happens. Juliet's squeal slices through the carols playing softly from the speakers. OMG. Mom, Dad, it's exactly what I wanted. 4,300, you guys are insane. She rips open the gold foil paper like it's the last gift on Earth. No, like it's oxygen. And out comes it, the Gucci Marmont, cream leather, gold hardware. The double G logo catching the light like it was made to be worshipped. She hugs it to her chest, eyes wide, bouncing on her knees like she's 5 again. I've been stalking this for months. You remembered. Mom claps, delighted. Only the best for our baby girl. Dad smirks, swirling his bourbon. You deserve it, princess. You've had a big year. Big year. She quit her internship after 3 weeks because the commute was exhausting. But sure, big year. The room goes quiet when it's my turn. All eyes flicker toward me, briefly. Polite, obligatory. I reach for my gift. Small, square, wrapped in simple silver paper. The kind you buy last minute at the drugstore. Topped with a snowflake sticker that's already peeling at the corner. My fingers don't tremble. Not yet. They've had years of practice. Birthdays, Christmases, graduations, anniversaries of achievements no one asked about. I peel back the paper slowly, like I'm unwrapping a secret, like I'm scared of what's inside. An envelope? Just an envelope. I open it. Inside. A $2 card from the grocery store rack. Printed mountains. Fake snow. The words Season's Greetings stamped in generic cursive. No note. No, we're proud of you. No love, Mom and Dad. No gift card. No check. No nothing. Just paper. I keep my face smooth. Blank. Neutral. The face I've worn since I was 10 and realized crying didn't make them care. It just made them uncomfortable. But inside, something breaks. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Just quietly. Like a thread snapping after holding too much weight for 2 long 29 years. 29 years of hoping, of saving, allowance to buy them thoughtful gifts, of making honor roll and quietly slipping the report card onto the fridge, of working, double shifts to pay for my own textbooks while Juliet got flown to Paris for inspiration. 29 years of whispering to myself, maybe this time, maybe this year they'll see me, maybe this time I'll be enough. Gone. All of it. Collapsed in the space between that flimsy card and my trembling heart. Across the room, Aunt Lydia, Dad's sister, the only one who ever asked how I was doing, catches my eye. Her lips part, just slightly. Horror flashes across her face. Raw, unfiltered. Before she schools it into that polite, practiced smile, she knows. She sees. She always has. Dad checks his watch. A Rolex he bought himself last Father's Day. We should head out soon. Traffic's gonna be brutal if we don't leave by 7. Mom jumps up, too quickly, and hurries to refill Juliet's eggnog. More cinnamon, sweetie? She coos, back turned to me. avoiding my gaze like it's contagious. Juliet twirls in front of the mirror above the fireplace, admiring her reflection with the bag slung over her shoulder. Look how the leather catches the light? It literally goes with everything I own. I'm wearing it to brunch tomorrow. And New Year's, and probably to Mom's book club just to watch Carol's face. She laughs. They laugh with her. I fold the card. Slowly, carefully, like I'm folding up 29 years of silent begging. I slip it into my coat pocket. Not trash. Not yet. A souvenir. Proof of my invisibility. 6 hours earlier, I stood in my modest one-bedroom in Southeast Portland, wrapping gifts with the kind of care only someone who's been ignored learns to master. My salary, $57,000 a year, doesn't leave much room for extravagance. Rent eats half. Student loans devour another chunk, groceries, utilities, the occasional therapy session I guiltily schedule between grading papers. But I saved every spare dollar, every skipped coffee, every lunch brought from home. For Mom, an Italian silk scarf in sapphire blue. $180. I found it online after 3 weeks of searching, wrapped it in thick silver paper, tied the bow 3 times until the loops were perfect. She'll love the color, I whispered, smoothing the edges. It matches her eyes. For Dad, a Parker fountain pen. $145. Engraved with his initials, RT, in elegant script. Nestled in a velvet box I paid extra for. He mentioned offhand 2 months ago that his old pen was leaking. I remembered. Of course I did. For Juliet. A limited edition art book on Frida Kahlo. $120. Heavy. Beautiful. I wrote a note inside. Remember when we promised to go to that exhibit together? Let's make it happen this year. Love, Avi, a sister's promise. Made 1,000 times. Broken every time. I stood in front of my bathroom mirror that morning, applying mascara with steady hands. Maybe this Christmas will finally be different, I told my reflection. My reflection didn't answer. Hope is a stubborn thing. It grows in cracks, in broken places. Even after decades of frost, it still pushes through. I wore my nicest dress, the emerald one that makes my eyes look brighter. I curled my hair. I even spritzed on the perfume Aunt Lydia gave me last year, for when you want to feel like the main character, she'd said with a wink. I walked into that house with my head high, carrying love, carrying hope, carrying gifts wrapped in more care than I'd ever received. Now, I stand, smooth my skirt, a nervous habit. The family swirls around me like I'm a ghost. Juliet snaps selfies with her bag. Dad pours another drink. Mom arranges shortbread cookies on her grandmother's vintage platter, the one she only brings out for special occasions. I take a breath. I think I need some fresh air, I say. My voice doesn't crack. My chest does, only Aunt Lydia looks up. She doesn't say anything, just crosses the room, her heels silent on the rug. She touches my shoulder, not gently, firmly, like she's anchoring me. Her fingers press, once, twice. A silent code. You're not wrong. You deserve so much more. I nod. Once. Throat. Too tight for words. I walk to the hall closet. Retrieve my coat. Wool, slightly too big, bought secondhand. I button it slowly, methodically, bottom to top. Like I'm putting on armor. No one says goodbye. No one asks if I'm okay. No one even glances up as I open the front door. The cold hits me first. Then the silence. It follows me down the porch steps, across the icy walkway, to my 10-year-old Honda, dusted with fresh snow like it's been waiting for me. I start the engine. Heat blasts. I don't turn it off. 12 minutes to Council Crest Park. I park at the Overlook, my secret place since I was 16. The city glows below, 1,000 twinkling lights. Christmas Eve magic. Families laughing. Couples holding hands. Kids pointing at the star atop the tallest building. No one knows I'm here. No one cares. I rest my forehead against the steering wheel. When did I become so invisible to them? The words fog the windshield. No answer comes. Just the hum of the engine. The distant sound of carols from a passing car. Pull the card from my pocket, not just paper. Symbol. 29 years of being the responsible one. The quiet one. The one who doesn't need much. 29 years of hoping for equal love, and now I know, it will never come. My tears come then, hot, silent, sliding down cold cheeks. I don't wipe them away. Let them fall. Let them stain the card. The city lights blur, smear into watercolors. Pretty, distant, unreachable. I wonder how many others are sitting alone tonight, clutching proof that the people who were supposed to love them most never really saw them. How many are swallowing tears behind smiles? How many are wrapping gifts with shaking hands, hoping this year some will be the one they're finally seen? Have you ever felt invisible to the ones who were supposed to see you clearest? If you have, you're not broken, you're not too much, you're not difficult. You're just waiting for the moment you stop begging for love and start choosing yourself. It's been 1 month since Christmas, 1 month since the $2 card, 1 month since I sat in my car at Council Crest Park, tears freezing on my cheeks, watching the city celebrate a holiday that forgot me. I haven't spoken to my parents since. Not really. A few texts, polite, distant. Hope you're well. Call your mother. Juliet misses you. Juliet doesn't miss me. She misses having someone to help her move furniture or proofread her half-written emails. But Aunt Lydia? She calls. Every Tuesday. Without fail. Still breathing, kiddo? She asked last week, voice warm like tea on a cold day. Barely, I answered. But I'm alive. Good. That's the first victory. Today I spread photo albums across my living room floor. January sun tries to break through Portland's eternal gray sky, casting weak rectangles of light over memories I've spent years pretending didn't hurt. I start with me, 13 years old. My birthday, a sheet cake from Fred Meyer. Chocolate frosting slightly melted under the kitchen light. My smile? Tight, rehearsed, like I was performing Happy Daughter for an audience of 2. Beside it, I placed Juliet's Sweet 16, the Benson Hotel, crystal chandeliers, a 3-tier cake with real gold leaf. Dad's arm draped over her shoulders like she was royalty, Mom adjusting a pearl necklace around Juliet's throat, the kind you don't buy unless you're trying to prove something. I never realized I've been archiving my own erasure, page by page, year by year. College acceptance letter. Portland State, full academic scholarship. Tucked in the corner, a sticky note from Mom. So proud. You'll need to work part-time for books and rent. We believe in you. Juliet's acceptance to fashion school. Framed on the fridge for months. Their note, we're so proud. Don't worry about a thing. Just focus on your dreams, baby. My graduation photos? Mom and Dad arrived 20 minutes before the ceremony ended. Dad checked his watch the whole time. Sorry we're late, honey. Juliet's fashion show ran long. You understand. Mom kissed my cheek, left a smudge of red lipstick, and asked, so, when are you applying for real jobs? Juliet's runway debut? Front row, champagne, flowers, Instagram captions, proudest parents ever. I closed the album. My hands are shaking. Not from sadness, from rage, quiet, cold, calculated rage. I walk to my desk, open the bottom drawer, pull out a leather-bound ledger, the kind accountants use. Thick, heavy, serious. Inside, columns, dates, numbers. My numbers. Student loans. $24,800 worked 20 hours week at campus bookstore. 12 AHH apartment deposit. Dad said he couldn't help with $200 Juliet's. Milan semester, $20,000. Paid in full. My rent, current. $200 month. Heat doesn't work half the time. Juliet's downtown luxury apartment. $2,800 month. Fully funded by family support. The numbers don't lie, they scream. I tape Juliet's Instagram. Post beside my rent statement. Her caption, blessed beyond measure. Grateful for family who always has my back. My caption, unspoken, unposted, but louder than any filter. I built my back myself. With calluses and caffeine and courage you'll never understand. My phone buzzes. Family group chat, Juliet. Mom, can you Venmo me $200? Forgot my wallet at brunch. Mom, sent, sweetie. Enjoy. Dad, don't spend it all in one place. I open settings, tap notifications, silence forever. Done. Another buzz. Mom, private text, casual dinner Sunday. Dad's grilling steaks. Juliet's bringing her new boyfriend. You should come. Show everyone you're doing okay. 3 months ago, I would have canceled plans. Bought a new dress. Baked a pie. Apologized for being distant today. I typed sorry, I have plans. No explanation, no guilt, no emoji to soften the blow. Just a boundary. Clear, clean, unapologetic. Juliet calls 5 minutes later. Aviana, can you help me move into my new place next weekend? Mom and Dad are busy with some financial thing. Ugh, adults. I stare at the screen. The old Aviana? She'd rearrange her life. Cancel her yoga class. Show up with coffee and donuts. Assemble IKEA furniture while Juliet took selfies. The woman I'm becoming? She takes a breath. Types? I'm not available. Ads. Good luck with the move. 3 dots appear, disappear, reappear. Finally. What's wrong with you lately? I take another breath. Deeper this time. Type the most honest thing I've ever sent her. I need some time away from family gatherings. Her reply? Instant, Mom's going to be upset. I set the phone down. For the first time. That's not my problem. I stand in front of my bathroom mirror that night, study my reflection. Same hazel eyes. Same straight nose. Same quiet face that spent 29 years hoping for equal footing. I whisper, when does hope become self-destruction? No answer. So I open my journal. Write, what would I tell my students if they were treated this way? The answer comes fast, clear, like it's been waiting. I would tell them they deserve respect. I would tell them love shouldn't require constant proof of worthiness. I would tell them sometimes, the family you're born into isn't equipped to see your value. And that's not your failure, that's theirs. I close the photo albums, tuck away the ledger, stack everything neatly in a storage box labeled evidence, not for forgetting, for remembering. This isn't imagined. This isn't oversensitivity. This is documented. This is real. And for the first time, I'm allowing myself to see it clearly, calmly, without flinching. 6 weeks later, sunlight streams through the windows of the pottery studio. My hands sink into cool, wet clay. The wheel spins. My fingers guide. Something beautiful emerges. From nothing. I've been coming here every Saturday for 6 weeks. $250 for the course. Pinned to my kitchen calendar with a magnet that says, investment in myself. You've got a natural feel for this, Aviana, says Miranda, my instructor. Silver streaks in her hair, eyes that see too much. Most beginners fight the clay. You? You're learning to collaborate with it. I smile. The metaphor isn't lost on me. For 29 years, I fought against my family's version of me. Now, I'm building something new, with my own hands, with my own heart. Thank you, I say, shaping the lip of what will become a serving bowl. I'm trying to be more patient with the process, not just with clay. With myself. Dr. Williams's voice echoes in my head. 90 week. Money I used to waste on gifts for people who didn't care. Your worth isn't measured by their recognition. Last night, I took down the last family photo from my wall, replaced it with 3 prints from a local artist. Solitary trees standing strong against stormy skies. My bookshelf no longer holds the classics Dad insisted made me cultured. Now, it's filled with books I chose. Stories that healed me. Poets who understood silence. My phone buzzes. Mom Elise, dear, I was thinking, you should host Easter dinner this year. Juliet's swamped with her project. It'd be a great chance to show off your cooking. And your apartment. The subtext, prove you're still useful. Prove you still care. Prove you're not difficult. I set down my clay-covered hands. Type, I'm not available to host Easter this year. I have prior commitments. No apology, no excuse. Just a boundary, clear as the line between wet clay and dry table. Miranda nods at my bowl. You're centered. I am, in more ways than one. Monday morning, Principal Harrington calls me into his office, slides my teacher evaluation across his desk. Smiling, a rare sight. This is exceptional work. Aviana, student engagement? Highest I've seen in 10 years. I scan the comments. One jumps out, Ms. Turner's assignment. Writing our life story from a different perspective changed how I see myself. I never thought about being the hero instead of the victim. The words land in my chest like a warm stone. All those years feeling invisible. And here I am, helping others see themselves clearly. There's something else, he says. We need someone to lead the summer writing program. Your independent spirit? Exactly what we need. Comes with a stipend, of course. Independent. The word used to sting. Mom's favorite excuse for why I didn't need help? Now? It's a badge of honor. I'd be honored, I say, straightening my shoulders. That afternoon, an email. Invitation, Regional Education Conference. Keynote speaker slot available. My finger hovers over delete old me. Would have assumed it was a mistake. New me? Remembers Dr. Williams. Assume you deserve good things until proven otherwise. I click accept that evening. I open my banking app, transfer $500 into a new account. Label. Home down payment, first of many, a home that will be mine, not borrowed, not tolerated, not at the edges of someone else's life. Mine. Midnight. Phone rings. Juliet's sobbing voice fills my ear before I can say hello. He broke up with me, Aviana. I can't believe it. Derek just walked out after dinner. I need you to come over. I can't be alone. Old Aviana would have jumped out of bed, driven across town in pajamas, held her while she cried, made tea, listened to the same story 3 times. New Aviana takes a breath, says, I'm so sorry that happened, Juliet. I can talk tomorrow during my lunch break. Silence. Then, what? I need you now. This is serious. I understand you're hurting. I'm available at noon tomorrow. My time matters too. Another silence. Longer. Thicker. Finally, a whisper. I guess I could wait until tomorrow. Then, the shocker. I'm sorry, Aviana. I didn't think about what time it is. I hang up. Lie awake, waiting for Mom's angry voicemail. It comes at 1:07 a.m. Selfish. Ungrateful. After everything we've done for you. I delete it without listening to the end. Weeks pass. My support network grows. Robert, the history teacher across the hall, asks me to dinner. Just as friends, he says, fidgeting. But I've always admired how your students light up in your class. Aunt Lydia visits. Unfolds Grandma's quilt across my bed. She always saw your light, Aviana, even when others didn't. She left this for you, because she knew you'd appreciate its story. My pottery classmates plan a hike to Mount Hood. Dr. Williams notes, your posture's changed. You're opening up like a flower finally turning toward the sun. At a staff meeting, when the athletic director dismisses my idea, Sandra, the science teacher, speaks up. Aviana's been saying this for years. The research backs her. The family group text pings, Cousin Caleb's wedding. June 15th, everyone replies, can't wait. So excited. I type, I'll attend, but I'll drive separately. Mom's private text. Why are you being difficult? I reply, setting healthy boundaries isn't being difficult. In my calendar, I create an entry wedding. 2 hours max. Bring Robert? We've been dating 3 months. My balcony garden? Flourishing. Herbs, wildflowers, bees dancing between blossoms. I sit with my journal. Fewer questions now. More declarations. Today's entry, growth requires both distance and nourishment. My fingers, still faintly stained with clay, trace the words. I whisper to the sky. What seeds of self-respect are you ready to plant in your own life? The answer blooms inside me, stronger than doubt, brighter than fear. Rooted. Ready. The wedding. 3 months later. Step out of Robert's car, smooth my sage green dress. Silk. Affordable. Took 3 months of budgeting. No one's approval needed. You look beautiful, Robert whispers. Hand warm on my back. The country club sprawls before us. Manicured lawns. Mount Hood in the distance. Fancy, expensive, probably drowning in debt. Juliet spots us. Waves frantically. Sequined dress. Too much for a garden wedding. But that's Juliet. Always 1 notch above appropriate. Elise. You actually came. Air kiss misses my cheek. Perfume cloud. And you brought a friend? Robert Thompson, he says, extending his hand. Aviana's colleague. And more, I add, firm. We've been dating 3 months. Juliet's eyebrows shoot up. Mom didn't mention that. Mom doesn't know everything about my life anymore. Mom appears. Smile stretched thin. Hug feels like a business transaction. Your apartment must be getting cramped with company, she says. Thought about upgrading? Old sting? There. But I breathe through it. My apartment suits me perfectly. Dad approaches. Suit hangs loose. There's my independent girl. Awkward pat on the shoulder. Aunt Lydia swoops in. Real hug. Whisper. You're standing tall, sweetheart. By the way, your parents are drowning. Thomas's investments? Tanked. The ceremony? Blurs. I notice things now. Dad arguing with the photographer about payment. Mom's handbag? Not Prada. Worn leather. Scuffed corner, Juliet? Panicked when the bartender declines her card, I slip into the garden. Roses. Perfume. Peace. Running away again? Juliet's voice I turn, taking a moment. The difference matters. She slumps onto a bench. Ungraceful. Real. You're different. Yes. I'm sorry, Aviana. Her voice cracks. I never learned to stand on my own. Like you did. I don't know how to live on what I actually earn. I sit beside her. Not too close. That sounds difficult. Silence. First comfortable one since we were kids. Back inside, Dad corners me. You've always been good with finances. He starts. I sip champagne. Wait. We might need advice. Family helping family, you know. Before I can answer, relatives swarm. Elise. Heard you got department head. Uncle George booms. Always knew you'd be successful. Mom chirps, twisting her wedding band. Robert chats with his sister. She's the most respected teacher at her school. Juliet approaches, subdued. Know any affordable apartments? Maybe with roommates? The irony? Thick enough to choke on. After years of invisibility, suddenly, everyone sees me, not for who I am, but for what I can give. When Dad mentions temporary family assistance, I stay polite, firm. I'm not in a position to help financially. My budget is carefully balanced with my own needs. To Juliet, I offer what she actually needs. Start with a budget. Roommates. It's how I survived my first 3 years teaching. Mom tries guilt. Her specialty. We always supported you. I ask quietly. Emotionally? Or financially? Her silence? Louder than any scream. At 9 p.m., I find Robert. Ready to leave? Relief in his eyes. Whenever you are. We slip away during the bouquet toss. Drive to Cannon Beach. Walk barefoot on sand. Shoes dangling. Salt air. Freedom. You handled that beautifully, Robert says. I watch moonlight ripple on the Pacific. Sometimes, the greatest gift is seeing clearly. The waves crash. Retreat. A rhythm older than family patterns. I wonder, how many others have found strength in walking away from expectations that never served them? Choosing instead the uncertain path of self-respect. The ocean doesn't answer. I don't need it to. 1 week later, the final conversation. Arrive at my parents' house at exactly 6 p.m. Park my Honda next to Dad's Lexus, now rusting at the wheel wells. 2 hours. That's all I've allocated. My watch timer? Already running. The porch light flickers. No wreath, no warmth. I knock. Don't use my key, Mom answers. Smile too bright. Hug too tight. Aviana, you look wonderful. That promotion agrees with you? I step inside. The furniture? Rearranged. The Italian leather sectional? Gone. Replaced by beige generic family photos still line the walls. But the crystal vase? Missing. Dad rises. Shoulders stooped. Punctual as always. I have a staff meeting tomorrow. I can stay until 8. Juliet sits quietly, twisting her fingers. Uncharacteristically small, Mom brings coffee. Lemon cookies. Family needs to stick together during hard times. Dad paces. No fire in the fireplace. Just cold air. The Turner name has always meant something. Mom sits beside me, takes my hand. We've always been so proud of you. Your independence. Your teaching award. You never needed much from us. I sip coffee. Wait. The market downturn. Dad's voice strains. Significant losses. The bank. Calling about the mortgage. We might lose the house. Mom whispers. Juliet's lease? Renewal next month. Rates went up. She squeezes my hand. Your school announced that department head position. The one with the raise. The pieces click. I set my cup down. We're wondering if you might temporarily help Juliet? Just until things stabilize. Family helping family. Temporary, I repeat. The word hangs thin between us. Mom, You've always been our rock. I reach into my purse, pull out the Christmas card, place it on the coffee table. This was the moment I finally saw the truth. Dad. Glances. Dismissive. A Christmas card? Really, Aviana? We're discussing serious financial matters. This isn't about money. I trace the paper mountains. This is about 29 years of messages that I mattered less. Juliet's sweet 16 at the Benson, my 13th birthday. Grocery store cake, my scholarship. Work part-time, Juliet's Milan trip. Fully funded, Mom pales. We never meant. I don't believe you did it consciously. But it happened. Consistently. Every birthday. Every Christmas. Every milestone, Dad flushes. We gave you everything you needed. But never what she wanted, Juliet says suddenly. All eyes turn. She's right. We've always treated her as less important. I've watched it. Benefited from it, Dad's mouth opens. Closes. The family myth cracks. This isn't about punishment, I say. But if we want a relationship, it starts with respect, equality. Mom's tears fall. Real this time. So you won't help your sister? I'm not saying that. I'm saying I won't be the family's financial solution while the pattern continues. I won't fund Juliet's luxury apartment while I struggled for mine. I won't give everything and receive nothing. Dad's voice rises. After all we've done for you, this is how you repay us? I'm offering something better than money. Honesty. The chance for a relationship built on mutual respect? Not obligation, Juliet whispers. She doesn't owe us. None of this is her responsibility. Silence. The first honest moment in decades. I stand. Smooth my skirt, I need acknowledgement. I need my boundaries respected. I'll help Juliet find an apartment. Create a budget. Apply for jobs. But I won't sacrifice my security. Or my self-respect, Mom sobs. Dad stares out the window. Back rigid. Think about what I've said. I'll let myself out. The night air. Cleansing stars. Witnesses. I start the engine. Realize something. The truth doesn't need to be harsh to be powerful. It just needs to be spoken. 1 year later. My new home. I unlock the door to my Portland condo. The key slides in with a satisfying click. 1 year since the 2 card. 1 year since I stopped begging for love. And started building a life that didn't need their permission. Last box, Robert says, setting down a container labeled books. His presence? Steady, calm, partnership, not rescue. I trace my fingers over the framed house key on the entryway wall. Beneath it, a plaque, $18,000, the price of freedom. Every dollar, overtime, budgeting, saying no. Aunt Lydia arranges wildflowers in a ceramic vase I made in pottery class. You built this, Aviana. Brick by brick. Sun spills through windows I chose myself. Dining table set for 4. Robert, Aunt Lydia, Juliet, my terms. My space, my boundaries. Dad's text this morning. Hope the move went well. 5 words. His struggle to navigate our new reality. Mom calls weekly now. Conversations. Careful, but real. Small steps toward something. Maybe someday. Authentic, Juliet arrives. Carries a houseplant. Mid-priced wine. No designer bags. Sensible work clothes. First real job. The apartment hunt's going well, she says, helping set plates. My roommate's teaching me budgeting. Humility in her voice. Real. Raw. Later, Robert helps me hang curtains. Asks, next summer? That cabin on Mount Hood's still available. I smile. No fear, no hesitation, I'd like that. Alone that night, I place the Christmas card in a simple frame on my desk. What once symbolized invisibility, now a monument to strength. I open my journal. Write on a blank page. Worth is inherent, not earned, not granted, not conditional. Yesterday, a young teacher came to me, tears in her eyes. Family dismissed her achievements. I recognized that look. Your boundaries aren't selfish, I told her. Offered tissues, validation, the kind I once needed. My savings account, now labeled Future Dreams. The pottery studio, called. My pieces will be displayed next month. From my balcony, I watch the Portland sunset. Watercolor sky. Peace. 1 year ago, I sat in my car. Sobbing over a 2-card dart tonight, I stand in a home I built. Surrounded by love I chose, the gift. Wasn't the card, wasn't the silence, wasn't even the freedom, the gift. was finding myself. I close my journal. No longer need external validation to know my value. Turn off the porch light. Walk into rooms furnished with intention, with self-respect, with quiet, unshakable power. Final words. From Aviana to you, love that must be earned isn't love at all. You are never too much. You are never difficult. You are just waiting for the moment you realized you don't need their light to shine. You were born with your own, and no one, not parents, not siblings, not society, gets to dim it. Not anymore.